Italy witnessed one of its most defiant youth uprisings of the year as thousands of students flooded Milan's streets for the nationwide No Meloni Day, turning the city centre into a high-voltage showdown over the government's priorities and its deepening ties to the war industry. Long lines of students marched with Palestinian flags and banners, accusing the government of backing genocide, repression, and reform. The chants, drums, and dancing painted a picture of a generation that believes Italy's ruling establishment has abandoned them in favor of military spending. A protester said Italy's education system is starved of funds, arguing that money is being siphoned toward war-linked industries while classrooms, universities, and student services continue to crumble. Another demonstrator condemned the state's spending choices as investments in death, not in the future.
There are many issues, which we have summarized as an end to genocide, repression, and the reform of the Minister of Education and Universities Valditara, because we have an education system that is not given the funds it needs. Instead of going to education, the funds go to war companies, and then there is increasingly strong repression outside of school but also inside school with new reforms, such as new bills and the Valditara reform. We have a school system that does not protect the well-being of students and pushes us towards competitiveness and meritocracy, which increase students' psychological distress. Instead, we need a school system that protects us and trains individuals to be free and capable of critical thinking that is not repressed or censored.
At the heart of the student revolt is a sweeping list of demands, raising education funding to 5% of GDP, free textbooks, expanding the no-tax area to $30,000, more university housing, and accessible psychological support across institutions. Students also spotlighted the worsening crisis in places like Genoa, where housing shortages and the lack of basic services have become symbols of what they describe as national neglect. The protests tapped into a deep reservoir of frustration about inequality and shrinking opportunities.
Money is being invested in weapons and war instead of schools. Money is being shifted to what is useful to provoke death and not to what is the future of the country and the young people of Europe in particular. The one in Palestine is an unjust peace, a peace that still reflects Israel's colonial project, and so it is important to keep the eyes on Palestine so that the genocide is truly stopped, and indeed in the streets, especially in Italy, to ensure that all contacts with Israel, both economic and military, are completely severed.
The movement is not confined to Milan. Media reports say tens of thousands joined the strike across Italy, including Rome, Turin, Naples, Genoa, and Bologna, suggesting coordinated anger rather than isolated unrest. Organized by the student union, the mobilization challenges Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni directly, accusing her government of prioritizing defense budgets and geopolitical posturing over education, welfare, and the needs of Italy's youth. As the protests ripple nationwide, No Meloni Day has morphed into something bigger, a generational ultimatum demanding that Italy stop funneling money into war industries and start investing in the future of the people now filling its streets.